it alone till there was you. There was you.
Welcome, family and friends. You may be seated. In the Hawaiian language, aloha is threefold in conversational exchange. It means hello, goodbye, and love. Literally translated, aloha means to share the spirit of life, one's breath, with one another. In Hawaii, lei is a symbol of affection and is like a wedding ring. This flower garland is an unbroken circle that represents your eternal commitment and devotion to one another. The beauty of each individual flower is not lost when it becomes part of the garland, but is enhanced because of the strength of its bond. Just as each of you are individuals, your coming together as one serves to enhance your individual beauty and strengthen the love that is present in each of your hearts. And now, let's all welcome them by saying, aloha.
Aloha.
We've come together in the beauty of this setting to celebrate the joining of Eve and Richie in marriage. This is a special time of celebration that they will long remember, and because of this, they're thankful that you're here to share their joy. Eve and Richie, to have a successful marriage, you will need strength, courage, patience, and a really good sense of humor. So let your marriage be a time of waking each morning and falling in love with each other all over again. Today is a celebration of love, of commitment, of friendship, of family, and of two people who are in it forever. You don't have to have a ceremony to have a marriage, but if you didn't, I wouldn't be here marrying you today. We have thousands of important moments that happen throughout our lives, but this one is regarded as one so critical. We acknowledge its special status by sharing it with others. Why this moment? Because despite all of our differences, love is what we share. It's the great unifier, our one universal truth, that no matter who we are, where we come from, what we believe, we know this one thing. Love is what we're doing right. And that's why you're standing here. And that's why we all are here to watch them stand up here. We have all loved in our lifetime, and in this moment, we're reminded that the ability to love is the very best part of our humanity. All of us here today have our own love stories. Some are short, others long. Some are yet unwritten, while others are just getting to the good part. There are chapters in all of our stories that are sad or disappointing, and others that are exciting and full of adventure. And that brings them here. Time to pause, look back, and smile at all the moments that brought them here. And a time to look ahead to all the moments that are still to come. I'm here, we're all here, because we want those moments for you. We're here to hope with you, to support you, to be proud of you, and to remind you that love isn't happily ever after. Love is the experience of writing your story. It's not one moment, not even this moment. It's every moment. It's the million little ones that come in between the big ones that fuse together to create one big experience. Even though we describe love in different ways And love can look different from one person to the next. We all know it when we see it, here today. Eve and Richie would like to take a moment to remember their loved ones who have passed on. Their spirit is present today. They would like to honor the memory of Richie's brother Ryan and Eve's Uncle Billy. Though we cannot see you, we know you are here. Though we cannot touch you, we feel the warmth of your smile. We hold close in our hearts all of our cherished memories. We miss you, we love you, and we will never forget you. And now we're reading The Art of Marriage by William Peterson, read by Rebecca Ruckman.
Sorry. The Art of Marriage by William A. Peterson. The little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not expecting the husband to wear a halo or the wife to have wings of an angel. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which we each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
Thank you. The story of how Richie proposed to Eve is a tale worth telling. Ever the romantic, he planned to propose during a hot air balloon ride in the Pennsylvania countryside. They stayed overnight at our house. Richie took me aside and asked for Eve's hand in marriage. I, of course, gave my blessing and then asked him what he would have said if I refused. He said, I know your sense of humor, so I would have said, okay, then you keep her. The next morning, off they went for their balloon adventure. Problem number one, the balloon ride was canceled due to windy conditions. That didn't deter our hero. Plan two, a horse and carriage ride. Problem two, he learned that Eve hates horse and carriage rides. On to plan three, a ride in an antique train. Problem three, hordes of screaming children running up and down the aisles. Hardly a romantic atmosphere for a proposal. All this time, Richie has the engagement ring hidden in his GoPro bag. To Eve's puzzlement, he carries it everywhere, even insisting it be on the table at a restaurant. At one point, he misplaced the bag in the car and spent half an hour frantically looking for it. When Eve suggested they simply buy another bag, he screamed, "You don't understand!" Meanwhile, the balloon ride was canceled yet again due to inclement weather. Okay, on to plan four. Longwood Gardens is a famous American botanical garden with more than 1,000 acres of gardens, woodlands, and meadows. Magnificent fountains and an enormous conservatory. Problem four. It was undergoing extensive renovation and was essentially a construction site, and the beautiful conservatory was filled with, once again, hordes of screaming kids. But our hero was not to be deterred. They returned to our house. I suggested they go to nearby gardens. There he asked the fair Rapunzel to come down to the bottom of an Italianate tower she was exploring and asked her to marry him. that's what brings us here today. And now it's time to take your vows. Go first.
It's you. You mean everything to me. You're the first thought in my mind when I wake up, the last thought before I go to bed. When I see you smile, I feel incredible. Like there is no other thing around, and all I can see is you. What can I say to you that I haven't already said? What can I give that I had not already given you? Is there anything of me that isn't yours already? My body, my mind, my heart, and even my soul. Everything that is me belonged to you long before this day. I will follow you anywhere and everywhere you lead, hand in hand, heart in heart. I promise to love you with every beat of my heart.
Sorry.
I still can't believe I get to marry my best friend. I vow to fiercely love you in all your forms now and forever. I promise to be true to you, to uplift and support you, to frustrate and challenge you, and to share this crazy ride we call life. I vow to love you no matter what challenges might carry us apart. We will always find a way back to each other. I believe in the truth of what we are, and will love you always.
Place the ring on your finger. And with this ring, I marry you.
With this ring, I marry you.
With this ring, I marry you.
Now these vows are solemn and should be taken seriously, but we all know in the best of marriages disagreements happen. So in the interest of promoting a harmonious marriage, Eve and Richie have written more specific vows, which they will now read to each other. You go first.
I vow to love you regardless of the late night. Oh, sorry, the wrong one. Oh. Yeah, it would set up backwards. Yeah, yeah. Look. That's why I read it wrong.
I vow to love you regardless of your late night snoring and blanket hogging, resulting in restless sleep and cold feet periodically throughout the night.
And I, Richie, promise to accept that you have no concept of time and space. Hours and minutes are just guidelines for you that don't have any specific meaning, and it's physically impossible for you not to block every doorway with the pyramid of your stuff.
I will support you even though your idea of helping me fold laundry is to ball everything up and put it on a shelf, even though you know it drives me crazy.
And I promise not to drink your drinks even though I'm thirsty and your drink is right over there and untouched for the last hour.
It is said that happiness sneaks in through a door you didn't know you left wide open. Perhaps this is the way love arrives. It happens when you least expect it. It happens when you didn't realize you left your heart wide open. The supreme happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved. You two have shared this conviction with us today, and we are all the more joyous for it. Even Richie, may the happiness of this day carry forward for all the days of your lives. May you find delight in each other, and may your love continue to flourish. Having grown to trust yourselves and each other, may you be open to trust and to welcome all the beauty and wonder your marriage and your life together will hold. May you find lasting joy as husband and wife. And we have now witnessed before us through the proclaiming of vows and the exchange of rings, the uniting of two people very much in love. And so by the power vested in me, by the state of Hawaii, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure to present for the very first time Richie and Eve as husband and wife.